Welcome into the Alabama Football Report. I'm your host, Chris Daughtery. Appreciate you guys joining us for today's show. We're going to be breaking down this Week 13 matchup between Alabama and Oklahoma. The Crimson Tide going to Norman, Oklahoma for the first time since 2002. So it's been over 20 years since Alabama has made the trip to Oklahoma. And this time they're going there as 13.5 points favorites. 47 is the total over-under on this game. I do think there's a very decent chance that the under could hit on this game, but who knows? Alabama's offense has been playing really well, but there's one thing that we know about Brent Venables is his time at Clemson. He had very good defenses there, and his defenses here at Oklahoma have actually been okay, but the offense has just been so bad for the Sooners. And there's this narrative out there that I've seen on Twitter and different social media sites that this is a trap game, which I'll be completely honest, I do not think it's a trap game. I think Alabama has been as focused the past couple of seasons as they have been this entire season, or the past couple of weeks anyways, as they have this entire season. So I am just absolutely downing the rat poison this week. I think Alabama's going to go in there and whip up on the Sooners. So let me know in the comment section right here, do you think this is a trap game for the Crimson Tide? Type Y for yes or N for no. Let me know what you guys think in the comments right now. And one of the main reasons I don't think this is a trap game is because Oklahoma is just not a very good team this year. Out of their past 5 games, the only win that they have is against Maine. And look, they looked pretty decent on the offensive side of the ball in that game, but at the end of the day, it is Maine. And look, their quarterback, Jackson Arnold, has been benched this year, and the backup option wasn't good enough, so he's now back their starter again. And he's just been so up and down this year, only 61% completion percentage. He's been bad, man. And if you look at his rushing yards too, you might think, oh, he might be a threat to run on the ground. Well, he's rushed over 100 times, so he's only got a 2.2 average yards per carry on those rushing attempts. But if there's one thing that you can say about Jackson Arnold is he hasn't really turned the ball over this year. But on the flip side, Alabama's defense has been incredible when it comes to creating those turnovers, especially in the past couple of weeks. So I think they're going to have to get after Jackson Arnold in this game. As we'll talk about, their offensive line has been super banged up all year, and they've been very, very bad. And it doesn't help that Jackson Arnold holds on to the ball too long. Looking at just some of the offensive playmakers for Oklahoma here, their tight end actually is their leading wide receiver. So, look, whether they're lined up on, some of those linebackers or whoever is playing that Husky position, whether that's Devontae Smith or Red Morgan or anybody else, I think that's the guy that they're really going to have to, lock down in this game, because Deion Burks is probably their best wide receiver, but he's been banged up. He's going to be questionable for this game. That's per the Wednesday availability report. So don't know if we're going to see him, but J.J. Hester is a dude that, I mean, look, when he gets the ball, he makes plays, but he's only got 13 receptions on the season, but he's averaging over 20 yards per catch. So that's just one of those things. Their offense just has not been very good, and Jackson Arnold obviously has not done a very good job of getting the ball to their playmakers. I mean, you see right there, they don't have a single receiver / tight end that has over 300 yards receiving this year. That is pretty bad. You look to their running back here, Javonte Barnes. He is also going to be questionable for this game. He's had a decent season, but not anything spectacular. I think out of 122 carries, 577 yards isn't that bad. He can do some pass catching stuff out of the backfield for him, but that's not a, massive thing that they try to do there. 6 total touchdowns for him this year. So, look, I think Alabama's defense is playing phenomenal right now, and I think they are really going to be the focal point in this game and really shutting down Oklahoma's offense. So get down to the pinned comment right here for me, guys. Predict the score to Alabama versus against Oklahoma. It's the pinned comment of today's video, so that ad's going to come here on YouTube. That's totally fine. You can ignore it. Go down there and predict the score. We're going to be live for this game as well, so do not miss out. We're going to start our Jalen Milroe jersey raffle as well that we're going to be giving away during the Iron Bowl, so do not miss out. Go ahead and predict the score for me and hit that sub button right now. All right, this is Oklahoma's defensive stats for this season. If there's any bright spot for Oklahoma, it's that their defense is not that bad. I'm not going to say it's great, but it's not that bad under Brett Venables. They're tied for 40th in the country, giving up 21.9 points per game. The rushing defense is actually pretty decent, and we'll talk about later in the show our keys to victory. I think Alabama is going to have to solidify themselves on the ground in this game. Think they've done a better job at that in the past couple of weeks. But who knows? Maybe Jalen Milroe can get some of those playmakers the ball through the passing game as well. They're not the best in the passing game there. Look, if Alabama goes out there and they put up these kind of numbers, over 100 yards rushing, over 200 yards passing, I think they have a very good shot to win this ball game. They're also not bad on third downs, but they're not great either. And in the red zone, when it comes to scoring touchdowns, I took out the actual, field goals for the entire scoring red zone, efficiency there. But they have given up 14 touchdowns so far this year out of 30 red zone attempts. So Alabama has been phenomenal in the red zone when it comes to actually punching it in and scoring touchdowns. Graham Nicholson has not had an opportunity. I think he's only attempted like 7 field goals, something like that this season. So I think Alabama can, do a good job in the red zone on this Oklahoma defense as well. We're going to get to some keys to victory here in a second, but today's Alabama football report is brought to you guys by Ollie. Ollie is clean, fresh nutrition for your dog in 5 flavors that you will absolutely love. Right now, Ollie is offering a fantastic deal to let your pup taste test a personalized meal plan. Get 60% off your first box of meals when you use promo code CHATSPORTS at ollie.com. You don't have to be a vet to know that feeding your dog whole foods with minimal processing is one of the best choices that you can make for their health. It is a perfectly portioned whole fresh foods diet that has been proven to extend your pup's life by up to 2.5 years. Who doesn't want more time with their best friend? With no harmful fillers and no preservatives, Ollie is made in United States kitchens with ingredients carefully sourced from trusted growers and producers around the world. This is how it works. You fill out Ollie's 30-second quiz and they'll create a customized meal plan for you. Ollie then crunches the numbers and recommends the right recipes and daily portions for your pup. For any first-timers, Ollie will send out your pup's first box with 2 weeks' worth of meals and a guide to how to gradually switch them over to their new diet. You can even customize your plan. Ollie offers 3 different meal plans to choose from, so you can choose between a full fresh plan, a fresh topper plan, or a mixed plan with their freshly baked recipes. This right here is my dog, Luca. We both went to the University of Alabama and graduated from there, so Luca's a legend because the University of Alabama is where legends are made, and he absolutely loves his Ollie dog food. Only legends love Ollie dog food there. So head over to ollie.com and tell them all about your dog, and you use promo code CHATSPORTS, and you'll get 60% off your first box of meals when you subscribe today. That's OLLIE.com and enter promo code CHATSPORTS to get 60% off your first box. They offer a clean bowl guarantee on their first box, so if you're not completely satisfied, you can get your money back. That link will be in the comments section and the description of today's video. All right, some key to victories here now for Alabama. Key to victory number 1, you got to get pressure on Jackson Arnold. Look, their offensive line has been banged up all year long, and they've been really bad. And it does not help that Jackson Arnold has, held on to the ball a lot of the times as long as he has. They've given up 41 sacks this year, which is the most in college football. All 133 teams in college football, they have given up the most sacks. I think Alabama's got a decent shot to get some pressure on Jackson Arnold this weekend and really just, make him make some bad decisions. These are the snap counts for Oklahoma's offensive line this year. They played 10 guys in a variety of different roles, and these are meaningful snaps, too. It's not like when they went and played Maine and they beat them 59 to whatever it was and some backups got in the game. No, they have had guys banged up all season long. They've had to switch things around. really the only consistency that they have had along the offensive line is at that right guard position. And we know that continuity is a big thing when it comes to offensive line. So some guys that I'm looking at to really make a difference for Alabama, I think Quay Russaw and Jahad Campbell, the two biggest guys for you right there. Hey, Deontay Lawson, coming into the season, we thought he was really going to be your best linebacker this year. At least I did anyways. And, he's not had a terrible season, but, man, Jahad Campbell has been absolutely fantastic for you. I think Yanze Pierre can also step up at that wolf position for you too. But, man, Jahad Campbell, he leads the team in tackles for loss. I think he's still like 2 sacks behind Quandarius Robinson for that sack lead. He's only 1 interception away as well from being tied with a couple of other guys to be leading the team in interceptions. So, man, Jahad Campbell, I think he's going to be a guy in this game that really gets after Jackson Arnold and really puts some pressure on him, and hopefully that can force some turnovers in this game. So how many sacks do you think Alabama will have versus Oklahoma? Let me know in the comments section of today's video. Like I said, their offensive line has been absolutely god-awful this year. So let me know what you guys think in the comments right now. Key to victory number 2 here. You got to keep the run game going. I think the past couple of weeks, Alabama has done a great job on the ground, especially look back to that LSU game. They went absolutely crazy on the ground in that game. And Alabama running the ball this year has actually been pretty good. Over 5 yards per carry, 37 rushing touchdowns. Now, a lot of those, over half of those, are just strictly from Jalen Milroe. But look, that's his best asset, man. And if you can get him going on the ground, you got a pretty good chance to win. 192 yards per game as well on the ground. And, whether that's the running backs, whether that's, Jalen Milroe, I think it really doesn't matter. If you are able to solidify the run game, not just in this game, but in any game, you got a good shot of also opening up the past game as well. And Alabama, look, their offense has been really good this year. The number 8 in the country in points per game, that scoring offense metric there. Both rushing and passing the ball, I think they've done a really good job. You see there the passing numbers, 48th in the country, but I think Jalen Milroe, we kind of went through that rough patch kind of in the middle of the season. I really think he is getting that confidence back there, and you see there, man, third down efficiency and the red zone touchdown efficiency is just absolutely off the chart. I think Alabama can, take advantage of some things when it comes to Oklahoma's defense. So Jalen Milroe this year has been averaging 60.5 rushing yards per game. So let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Is he going to go over or under that? Type O if you think he's going to have more, or type U if you think he's going to have less than 60.5 rushing yards in this game. Key to victory number 3 now. Communication on the road is always key. You go back to that LSU game, I think they did a very good job down in Baton Rouge. Even early in the game, when it wasn't a blowout yet, I think they did a good job communicating, whether that was, protection, changing protections and stuff, or changing plays. I thought Jalen Milroe did a very good job in that. You didn't see a lot of pressure on Jalen Milroe. And even on that first drive of the game, when they were backed up on that third down, it was like 3rd and 15, I believe. Jalen Milroe, he did get pressure on him, but he was able to get outside the pocket and make a play, getting that ball out to Ryan Williams. You go to that Tennessee game, though, they did have some issues in that game, a couple of delay of games in that matchup. So communication on the road is always key to being able to win on the road. Like I said, Alabama hasn't been to Oklahoma since 2002, and actually in this matchup, Alabama is not winning the overall record. Oklahoma actually takes that. They've got 3 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie in this matchup as well. So, it's the first time in a long time Alabama has gone to Norman. It's going to be a different type of environment. And look, these fans, just because it's, been a bad season for them does not mean that they're out of it. College football, the SEC, the fandom is absolutely electric, and they will be looking to be that spoiler role for Alabama's chances to get to the SEC championship game and to the college football playoffs. So just because Oklahoma's not a good team does not mean their fan base is not going to come out loud and very excited for this football game. But I do think Alabama gets the win here, 38-13. I think their defense is going to be able to continue that turnover streak that they've had the past couple of weeks. I think they've had 9 turnovers in the past 3 weeks. So I think Alabama's going to be able to get it done. I think it's going to be on the back of Jalen Milroe running the ball, and they're going to win this one 38-13.